Dodge Challenger SRT8 392 in green with envy. Just picked her up 4 weeks ago. Traded in a 2013 RT Plus. This is the third Challenger I have owned in a year. Yeah, I'm nuts. But I'll tell you more about that later. But absolutely stunning. If you've never seen one of these before, just the green is just unbelievable, and it's a beautiful shiny day right now. I don't know if you can see this here, but I mean, it's just outstanding. Side shot here. .392, that translates to a 6.4 liter engine. These wheels here are 20 by 9s, and I really like them. You know, when I first got it, these are actually, or when I first saw these wheels, they were actually my least favorite of any of the Challengers. And then the more I saw them, the more I liked them, and then I saw it in person on a green with envy just like this, and was like, wow, when these things are, when the wheels are clean, they look really, really good. And then because I have a set of Heritage Classic 1 wheels, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna get a spacer kit from Billet Tech and put them on so I can use the Heritage wheels, and I'm gonna do that, but I also really, really like these. Another thing about these wheels is beginning in 2011 here is when they started to do a negative camber to the wheels. So I don't know if you can see this here, but there's actually a negative camber in the front and the rear wheel. Helps with the handling. Also the Brembo brakes, big boys here. These are the 4 pistons up front. Really slows you down real quick. And also in the front here is the chin spoiler, and this differs a little bit from the one on the other trims. This has got the airflow chamber or whatever in the front here. It helps actually steer airflow to the brakes, help keep them cool. That's pretty cool. So since getting it, I've done some mods. Obviously the taillight overlay kit here is real obvious. I had this on my my RT, and I liked it so much, and they're very rare, very hard to find. HPP used to make them, and I don't know if they still make them or not. They have them on their website, but they're apparently out of production or something, I don't know. But anyway, I took it off of my RT before trading it in and put it in on here, and I love it. Love the way it looks. Anyway, the other mod is the removal of the resonators. Did that with the RT as well, and it definitely makes this thing sound much more like it should, without sacrificing any power or anything. I'll let you hear it in a few minutes. I removed the standard badging in the front, the block letters, and added the Challenger script badging. And last thing I've done so far is just adding the windshield banner here. Here we are inside. Kid seats in the back. I'm a family man, and this is a daily driver. SRT branded seats here, the embroidering. It's got the green Denby striping on here too, and the back seats have it too, but obviously you can't see because of the kid seats back there. But real nice in here. There's this suede or faux suede, whatever, paneling inside the doors. I didn't have that on my RT before. Sort of a brushed aluminum finish here, which I like as well. It's clean. A lot of people slag the inside of the Challengers, the 08 to 14s, and I actually like it because this looks a lot like the 70 Challenger, and it's simple and it does its job, but it's comfortable. So let's let you hear this baby. Console here is pretty simple, straightforward. It's performance gauges, tell you things like peak force, and you can check out your quarter-mile time and your braking distance. Of course, 0 to 60 time, just like the others. Also, the traction control, and this is an old trick a lot of people know. You know, obviously you turn it on, hit the button, and it's, you know, you get this little icon pop up, but it only shuts it off like 25 or 20% or something like that. If you hold it for 5 seconds, it's deactivated, and I think it's like 80% shut off or something. It's not completely shut off. The only way to completely shut it off is with a tuner, and I'll be getting a tuner on this soon enough, but in the meantime I'm doing the push button. Bugs love the green for some reason. Okay, YouTube, let's go for a little ride. Show you what this baby is like a little bit here. So, first question. What's this guy thinking buying 3 Challengers in a year? 2 trade-ins. You know, first off, you know, I got the SXT back last year thinking that, you know, I needed a new car. My Mazda kind of ran its course, and I really liked the Challenger, and I was like, all right, I'll get this. And I had no idea that I was gonna be as into it. Oh yeah, look at that. As I was. I mean, I just really got totally obsessed with the car and the culture around it, and the history and everything. Before long, I realized, you know, I probably had the car like 3-4 weeks, and I realized, man, I should have gotten the RT. Not only because it wasn't a stick, which is what I've always driven, but, you know, just because you get that Hemi, you know. So I wound up getting that, traded that in after 2 months, got an RT Plus, and you guys can check out the videos I have on my YouTube channel. That beautiful car, black with the red hood Defender stripes. Had the last few months I had it, I got the Heritage Classic 1 wheels on them, and it really just set the car off so nice. It was just beautiful, and I loved it. I was not unhappy with it in any way, but I never thought of that car or the SXT as long-term keepers. Like, I just never thought that way. You know, like growing up, my dad had a 68 GTO and in Verdero green, and you know, that car he had for almost 30 years. And I never thought when I got the RT that, yeah, I'm gonna have this car forever, you know, maybe give it to my kid. I didn't. So I started thinking about, I don't know, just the idea of trading in for an SRT just popped into my head one day, and the green with envy, you know, which they only made in 1 year, in 2011, they only made 800 some odd of them for the SRT8, and you know, like 429 of them, I think, or in manual, 6-speed manual. So, you know, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and look into it, and especially after I had test driven an SRT8, because at that point I realized that, you know, when you go from an SXT to an RT, you're getting, you know, a bigger motor and a few other things. When you go from an RT to an SRT8, it's a totally different car. It's not just a bigger motor. I mean, from the minute you get in the car, you realize this is a totally different vehicle. I mean, the only thing it really has in common is that it looks like, you know, the other models. But basically, for the moment you get in the seat, it's, you know, the seats are different. You know, you start the car up, you know, the steering is different. It's got the 14:1 ratio of steering. The suspension, totally different. The handling, you know, totally different. Obviously, the motor, you know, with the, you know, the throttle response and the torque, a lot more low end. You know, 2,800 RPM or something is when you really feel that jolt of that torque. The RT is around 4,000 or so. Just a totally different experience. You know, the clutch. I'm still learning how to drive this car. I've had it 4 weeks. I'm still learning how to drive the clutch. It's got this, just, you know, weighted. It feels totally different. It's this dual clutch. And of course the brakes, you know, totally different. I mean, this thing just clamps down and slows you down so quick. So it's just really a totally different car. Totally different car. And so when you're up, you know, when trading in from a 2013 to a 2011, and your car payment's going to be the same, and you're going to have a car that you're going to want to hold on to for a long time and maybe leave to one of your kids, and it's in this awesome, amazing color that connects you with your past. You know, for me, this was just like a no-brainer. It was like, oh yeah, man, you know, especially when, you know, I was able to find one and negotiate one into my price range. You know, it just all made perfect sense to me. So, but this thing, make no mistake, it is way more than just a bigger motor. The bigger motor is awesome, you know. I mean, you really feel the difference, especially coming off the line, man. I mean, you just bolt, you know. It's pretty awesome. I mean, she's still a heavy girl, but she is definitely quick and a lot of fun to drive, man. And I'll be honest, man, this for as beautiful as my RT was, this has just got such a whole other different vibe going on. And the looks that you get from people and the thumbs up and stuff you get from people, man, is pretty extraordinary. So, I mean, that's not why I got the car, but you know, it definitely is the gift that keeps on giving. Thanks for the demo, buddy. I got a lot of work stuff in here. This is a huge trunk in this car, by the way. And the seats go down. You can see how far back there. It's a huge trunk. A lot of work stuff in here. Careful with the scat pack. Some cool people here down the Charlotte area. Alright, that's it. John, say bye.